You're listening to WTIM, your information station. It's time now for your expanded local news. The Taylorville Kiwanis Club was entertained by the annual appearance of the Taylorville High School Madrigal Singers at its weekly Tuesday meeting at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. 17 members of the THS Madrigal Singers, led by instructor Jacob Schumacher, sang a host of memorable Christmas carols and songs. With a large attendance by both Kiwanis members and guests, this is the first year for Schumacher to direct the Madrigal Singers. Among the guests were representatives from the Decatur Early Bird Kiwanis Club. This year, the Madrigal Singers will perform December 12th, beginning at 7 p.m., and again on December 13th at 6 p.m. in the THS cafeteria. General admission tickets are still available online at tcusd3music.booktix.com. The Taylorville Kiwanis Club is part of a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. Weekly meetings are held Tuesdays at noon at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. For information on the club, go to TaylorvilleKiwanis.com. Taylorville Memorial Hospital's Jingle Bell 4K and Little Elf's Dash has a new date after weather washed out the original November 30th plans. The holiday-themed run will instead take place on Sunday, December 14th, giving families and runners a second chance to enjoy the seasonal tradition. The event will run from 8 to 10 a.m. on the TMH campus, with registration opening at 8 a.m., the 4K starting at 9 a.m., and the Little Elf's Dash following at 9:30 a.m. Hospital officials say the new date is shaping up to offer the same cheerful atmosphere people look forward to each year. Holiday music will greet participants as they arrive, and a coffee and hot chocolate bar will be set up for anyone looking to warm up before or after the race. Santa will also make an appearance for photos. Awards will be handed out to the top male and female runners in each age division, beginning with a 14 and under category and continuing through a 60 and up category. The 4K is $25 for those who register ahead of time and $30 on the morning of the event, while the Little Elf's Dash remains free for all ages. Proceeds will support the Taylorville Memorial Hospital's Auxiliaries Scholarship Fund, which helps local students pursuing careers in healthcare. The staging area will be at the Plant Operations Building on the northeast side of the TMH campus. It's accessible from Pawnee Street. Parking will also be available in the adjacent lot on Pawnee Street. The Taylorville School Board of Education sat down on Tuesday night for their regular monthly meeting of December, with a public hearing held prior to the main agenda for the evening. The board opened the floor to discussion surrounding the 2025 tax levy and its adoption. However, no public comments were made. The public hearing would last only 2 minutes. As required by the state of Illinois, Superintendent Brandy Bruley gave those in attendance the district's beginning fund balance.
Approve the tax levy. All boards must disclose their fund cash balance reserves. I did this in November, but I'm going to do it again just for transparency. And so that's why it's on your agenda again, November and December. But the education fund, $22,262,150. O&M, $1,776,436. Debt services, $2,084,284. Transportation, $1,841,501. IMRF Social Security, $866,834. Capital projects, $4,686,160. Working cash, $1,771,395. Tort, $466,689. Fire prevention safety, otherwise known as health life safety, $1,006,098.
Board members later voted to approve the tax levy as it was presented in November with a 7-0 vote. The next step in the process is sending their proposal to the county clerk's office for further approval. 2 presentations dominated the remaining time for the December school board meeting. First, the Taylorville FFA chapter, led by instructor Sue Schaefer, presented their start for the year to the board. Schaefer highlighted the immense success already had by her group and talked what's to come in the next year.
It's been another incredible year, as you guys have seen. Once again, not only great success at National FFA, but we've done a lot of wide range of contests, and that's why I kind of wrote them down, because there's so many. Job interview, ag education, ag sales, agronomy, food science, horse judging, livestock judging, and I'm sure there's some that I'm missing. But this year we had an incredible year so far, having several high individuals at these contests. as well as winning these section contests. One of the highlights is the Reserve State Champion Livestock Team. We're going to be traveling to Denver to the National Western Roundup, January 6th through the 12th. Not only are we going to compete there, but we're really hoping to be able to see some production agriculture in a different setting, such as the Rocky Mountains. Go to a few feed yards where they'll feed out, 30 to 50,000 head of cattle, see some different crops out there as well. We have also several students participating this year in supervised agricultural experiences, as well as supervised occupational experiences, which really require strong interview skills, as well as some of the soft skills that sometimes in a tech-driven society maybe get slid under the table just a bit.
Graham and Hyde would then go on to provide the second presentation to the school board, starting with the work plan for North Elementary School. This project, valued at roughly $550,000, will add classrooms while blending them with the existing space. The project will be out to bid in January, and submitted proposals should be ready for discussion by the February 2026 meeting.
So it's kind of small, but as you can see, this is where the wrestling room is. 2 classrooms, teacher's lounge, storage. Connecting those corridors, so now you have kind of a loop around the building. You can't see if there's classrooms here, but there's a corridor that goes around there. Plenty of room in those classrooms for students, teacher spaces. You had a teacher's lounge there, so you flip the teacher's lounge more into the middle of the building, and then you can reclaim that space as another classroom. There's a ceiling plan there. It doesn't really tell you much, but it just kind of shows how it mixes back in with the rest of the building. So that is all completed. We turned over the drawings to O'Shea, and it's ready to go out for bid as soon as you guys approve it. We've been meeting with Brandy and Steve several times over the process of the project to make sure that it has everything that you guys would like in it.
Kind of some of the key points, we'll be sending this project out for open bidding January 13th, and then receiving those bids to do a public opening on January 29th here at the school. This will be prepared to present at the February board meeting.
The presentation continued with health life-saving projects and the necessary reports that go with them, expected for both Memorial School and Taylorville High School. While the high school is expected to only have a few minor issues and needed fixes, the same cannot be said for Memorial School. As it was described, Memorial has enough major issues that would potentially call for the need to build an entirely new building. These are only reports and are yet to be done, and as such, no action has been taken as of this time. And as for the much-awaited Performing Arts Center at Taylorville High School, a preliminary plan was shared with the board. The facility is looking to have 350 seats, an orchestra pit, and a 40-foot stage. All of this and more is to be housed in a nearly 13,000 square foot building. Again, this new addition is in its preliminary phase, and further discussion is still required. The estimated price for a performing arts center of this size came in just shy of $10 million. Other items on the agenda for the school board included approval of an application to ISB, or the Illinois School Board of Education, for a matching grant with funds to be used at the Taylorville High School football field, a joint agreement between the district and the NPT Special Education Cooperative, and approval of their annual statement of affairs. The board would go into executive session for an extended period before quickly closing out the meeting. The next Taylorville School Board of Education meeting will be held on January 13th of 2026. This will conclude the first portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by Taylorville Community Credit Union.
Life moves fast and your banking should keep up. This is Will Perkins. At Taylorville Community Credit Union, managing your money is easier than ever. With our 24/7 online banking and mobile app, you can check your balance, transfer funds, and pay your bills. Anytime, anywhere, safe, secure, and just a tap away. For more information, call or stop by one of our local branches. TCCU, local banking that goes wherever you do. Member NCUA.
Pana Elementary School is now winter and holiday themed on the inside. Several events and initiatives are going on to get the school community in the holiday spirit, and the activities incorporate learning and fun for the students. The school is also focusing on mentorship programs where older students create meaningful and academically enriching relationships with younger ones. Angela Matthews is the assistant principal at Pana Elementary School. She says the many hallway decorations combine holiday themes with key academic concepts.
Oh, this week has been awesome. When I walk the halls here at Pana Elementary School, it's like a little magical place in time. We have bulletin boards filled with, you name it, of festive decorations, crafts. The teachers are doing an awesome job of embedding literacy and math skills into all kinds of little festive activities. We got Rudolphs, we have snowmen, we have Christmas trees, we have Buddy the Elf, we have Grinch self-portraits. We're truly decking the halls here and getting in that holiday spirit with all of the kids. One of our favorite traditions this year has been kind of an awkward thing. I don't know if you've heard about the 6-7 craze, like the popular phrase 6-7. Well, on the 67th day of school, the teachers just decided to embrace it because the kids always are saying 6-7, 6 or 7. It's just a silly thing that kids are saying that's a trend. And we've created math activities and writing samples and all kinds of things to kind of just join the fun alongside the kids on the 67th day of school.
The school has several holiday events coming up featuring sweet treats, music, and games.
We have upcoming events planned. Our music teacher that I was discussing earlier has planned some Christmas carols and cookies where she's invited family members to come in with the kids, and they're planning on singing some Christmas carols and enjoying cookies together upcoming next week. We have K-2 students going to our local movie theater here in Pana downtown as a fun little trip here to end the semester. And then we're planning a school-wide sing-along for the preschool all the way through for the 5th grade for our last day before break on December 19th. I have some exciting games planned too for the staff and students, doing some bingo, Christmas bingo, and name that tune upcoming for some chances for prizes for their classrooms and for the teachers. So just kind of a lot of awesome things going on each day. The teachers are really planning engaging in fun activities alongside the regular learning that they are still responsible for completing in the classrooms.
Outside of the holidays, Pana Elementary School began a cross-grade literacy partnership this year where older students mentor younger ones in literacy-related activities. Matthews says she and other faculty members enjoy watching students that they taught become a teacher to their younger students.
We are lucky enough, since we're all in one building now with this brand new facility here in Pana, we have the kindergarten and the 3rd grade classes, the 1st and the 4th, and then the 2nd and the 5th graders kind of collaborate together to do some literacy stuff, which was really fun for the teachers, but then also the students mentoring the older ones to the younger, which was kind of exciting. That's something we couldn't really do easily before when we were in 2 separate buildings. Kind of reminds you why we're here. You know, all of us are here for students, and when we get to see those kids that were in our classrooms and in our buildings before come back and lead them into their career path. Sometimes some of them really want to get into education or counseling, social work and things like that. So it's great to see that. It puts a smile on everyone. At first, everyone's like, oh gosh, it's going to create a lot of chaos. And then every time when we get to the event, everyone's like, yeah, we got to keep doing that. That's so awesome. And with our campus being so close together now, it's just really feasible to do that more regularly versus before when we were more spread out in town.
The school is also placing an increased focus on STEM, giving students unique hands-on learning opportunities. Matthews speaks positively on the learning outcomes students have achieved, including from those who struggle in some other subjects.
They've been working on different projects focused on coding and building the vocabulary for coding. And then they're exploring some robotics as well. We have several 3D printers now in the building working on creating different objects and 3D printing them. And then, of course, our younger grades are always improving their tech skills with the Google Drawings and the platforms like Google Slides, learning how to type and create slideshows and pixel art, things like that. Upcoming with STEM, she has all kinds of things planned around Thanksgiving. They did some parachutes, building bridges, and kindergartners even created their own turkey traps, trying to trap the turkey. But upcoming, they have all kinds of different STEM activities they're going to be doing with elves and Rudolph and saving, different situations from Christmas and all of those holiday excitement. So we're always curious to see what kind of innovation the kids can create. It's always, I don't know, they always bring their creativity to the table. You think, oh, will they be able to do this, or can they figure this out? And if it's STEM related, the kids excel all the time.
More information on Pana Elementary School can be found at panaschools.com. Angela Matthews appeared as a guest on the WTIM Pana Morning Show. Feeling good about a white Christmas, especially in the northern part of Illinois, is meteorologist Paul Otto, and he's with Freeze Notice Weather. Again, that's meteorologist Paul Otto with Freeze Notice Weather. Illinois Farm Bureau delegates have elected Philip Nelson as the organization's 17th president. He received 55.6% of the total vote. Nelson previously served as the IFB president from 2003 to 2013. This will conclude the second portion of your expanded local news, and it's brought to you by CNB Bank and Trust.
At CNB Bank and Trust, we believe banking should feel personal. Our checking accounts are designed to make everyday life easier with local service, modern tools, and a team who knows your name. We've been growing with our communities for generations, helping families and farmers and small businesses reach their goals. Because here, you're more than an account number, you're our neighbor. CNB Bank and Trust, helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Moving now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and are brought to you by Sutton Memorial Home.
When it comes to organizing your life, Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville has some words of advice. Consider pre-planning your funeral. The death of a loved one can be a traumatic event in people's lives, and you can spare your family the burden of planning a funeral when they are grieving. Sutton Memorial Home knows that establishing a pre-arrangement assures that important decisions and your personal selection are made in advance and spares your family an additional burden at their time of loss. Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Caring is what they do best.
67-year-old James Edward Hickman of Donelson died on December 1st. Burial will be at Hazeldale Cemetery. A memorial service and Knights of Columbus Chalice service will be made available at a later date. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Donnell Wigan Funeral Home. 91-year-old Betty Danikin of Greenville died on December 2nd. Visitation is December 11th from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. at First Christian Church in Greenville. Funeral service will be December 11th at 2 p.m. at First Christian Church in Greenville. Burial will be at Mount Gilead Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Donnell Wigan Funeral Home. 51-year-old Randall Jackson of Donelson died on December 4th. A celebration of life will be today, December 10th, from 5 until 8 p.m. at the Greenville VFW Hall, and a private interment will be at Union Grove Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Donnell Wigan Funeral Home. 90-year-old Lillian Helen Turvey of Taylorville died on December 4th. Visitation is December 11th from 1 until 2 p.m. at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Funeral service will be December 11th at 2 p.m. at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. Burial will be at Oak Hill Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. 90-year-old Gail L. Kennedy of Rochester died December 5th. Visitation is December 11th from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. at Staub Funeral Home in Springfield. Funeral service will be December 11th at 11 a.m. at Staub Funeral Home in Springfield. Burial will be at Oak Ridge Cemetery. And 72-year-old Wayne T. Porter of Taylorville died on December 7th. Cremation rights have been accorded, and a celebration of life will be made available at a later date. Get details on these and other local news stories at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com, or you can hear them every hour on WTIM. WTIM is your only local news radio.